In a shocking turn of events that has sent ripples through the Formula One community, Lewis Hamilton's early departure from Mercedes has become even more dramatic as new evidence emerges about the circumstances surrounding his decision. The seven-time world champion's move to Ferrari for 2025 was already controversial, but recent developments have painted a picture of growing tension and frustration within the Mercedes camp that ultimately led to this seismic shift in F1 history. The story begins with Mercedes' continued struggle to deliver a championship-contending car, despite their promises and resources. What many didn't know until now was that Hamilton had been voicing serious concerns about the team's technical direction as early as mid-2023. Internal documents recently leaked to motorsport media reveal that Hamilton had presented detailed technical feedback that was repeatedly overlooked by the team's engineering department. But here's where things get particularly interesting. Sources close to the team have disclosed that Mercedes had been working on two distinct car concepts for 2024. The first, which they ultimately chose to develop, was an evolution of their troubled zero-sidepod philosophy. The second, which Hamilton strongly advocated for, was a more conventional design that early simulations suggested could have been significantly more competitive. The decision to stick with their original concept wasn't just a technical choice. It was a power play that effectively demonstrated to Hamilton that his influence within the team had diminished. This revelation adds a new layer of understanding to Hamilton's cryptic comments earlier this season about feeling unheard within the team he once led to unprecedented success. What's particularly damning is the emergence of internal performance projections that Mercedes had access to before finalizing their 2024 car design. These documents, which have now surfaced through various F1 journalists, showed that Mercedes' chosen concept had a significantly lower development ceiling compared to the alternative Hamilton supported. Despite this data, the team pressed ahead with their preferred direction, effectively ignoring their star driver's input. The situation became even more complex when it was revealed that George Russell had been given preferential treatment in terms of testing new components during crucial development phases. This wasn't just about car performance anymore. It was about team dynamics and respect. Hamilton, who had brought 6 world championships to Mercedes, found himself increasingly marginalized in technical discussions. But perhaps the most shocking revelation comes from a series of meetings that took place in late 2023. According to multiple sources within the team, Hamilton had presented a comprehensive analysis of where Mercedes was going wrong, complete with comparative data from Red Bull's successful approach. This presentation, which has now been partially leaked, showed remarkable insight into the fundamental issues plaguing Mercedes' car concept. The response from Mercedes' technical leadership was what truly sealed Hamilton's decision to leave. Rather than engaging with his analysis, they dismissed many of his concerns as driver preferences rather than fundamental engineering issues. This dismissal wasn't just a professional slight. It was a clear signal that the team's dynamic had fundamentally changed. What makes this situation particularly humiliating for Mercedes is that recent wind tunnel data has begun to validate many of Hamilton's original concerns. The car's fundamental issues, which he had identified months ago, are now becoming glaringly apparent as the team struggles to find performance in their 2024 Challenger. This validation comes too late, as Hamilton has already committed to Ferrari, leaving Mercedes to face the consequences of their decisions. The timing of these revelations couldn't be worse for Mercedes. With Hamilton's impending departure now public knowledge, the team faces not just the loss of their most successful driver, but also a very public examination of their internal decision-making processes. The evidence suggests that they effectively pushed away one of the most successful drivers in F1 history through a combination of technical stubbornness and political maneuvering. Adding insult to injury, Ferrari's technical direction for 2025 appears to align closely with many of the principles Hamilton had been advocating for at Mercedes. This suggests that Hamilton's technical understanding wasn't just driver intuition. It was backed by solid engineering principles that Mercedes chose to ignore. The fallout from these revelations has been swift and severe. Mercedes' technical leadership faces increasing scrutiny, and questions are being raised about the team's ability to return to championship-winning form. The loss of Hamilton isn't just about losing a driver. It's about losing credibility in their technical direction and team management. What's particularly fascinating is how this situation has affected team morale. Sources within Mercedes indicate that several key technical staff members who supported Hamilton's vision are now questioning their own positions within the team. This internal turmoil threatens to compound Mercedes' challenges as they face a future without their most successful driver. The impact on Mercedes' reputation in the driver market is equally significant. Young drivers who might have once seen Mercedes as their dream destination are now looking at the team's treatment of Hamilton as a cautionary tale. The team that once seemed unbeatable is now being viewed as an organization that lost its way through hubris and mismanagement. As we look toward the remainder of the 2024 season, the atmosphere within Mercedes has become increasingly tense. Hamilton, while maintaining professionalism, has effectively been vindicated by recent performance data. The car's struggles align precisely with the concerns he raised months ago, making each race weekend a painful reminder of what might have been had the team listened to their champion driver. This situation serves as a stark reminder that even the most successful partnerships in Formula One can unravel when communication breaks down and egos get in the way. Mercedes' treatment of Hamilton, now exposed through these revelations, will likely be studied as a case of how not to manage a championship-winning relationship. The irony is that Mercedes now faces exactly the scenario Hamilton warned them about, struggling with a car concept that limits their potential while watching their star driver prepare for a new chapter with their rivals. It's a humbling moment for a team that dominated F1 for so long, and a clear indication that success in Formula One requires more than just technical expertise. It requires listening to and respecting the insight of those who drive the cars. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is clear. Mercedes' decision to dismiss Hamilton's input will likely be remembered as one of the most significant missteps in recent Formula One history. The question now isn't just about how Mercedes will recover from losing Hamilton. It's about whether they can acknowledge and learn from the mistakes that led to this situation in the first place.